So, you know what gets me? I've been trading for 7 years now, and what really gets me is that everybody online makes trading look easy, like it's some overnight success. But trading while working a of course, especially trading while working a 9 to 5, that's a whole different story in itself. Um, you got people waking up at 4 a.m. trying to catch the London session before work. Um, Sneaking on charts while you're at lunch just to squeeze out a few pennies, then over leveraging, burnout, and still post about escaping the 9 to 5 rat race. Meanwhile, they've been on the charts all day, uh, like that's freedom. Being on the computer all day is not freedom. If you trying to worry about leaving your 9 to 5 just to come sit on the computer all day looking at charts, it's not freedom. And that's the truth. That it's another kind of job. Once you elevate, this is me personally. Once you elevate to the daily time frame, everything for you will change. I stopped chasing candles and started letting time. That's the biggest thing. Start let time work for you. Less trades, less stress, more peace. The real evaluation is not just financially, it's mentally. And the I'm not gonna harp on it too long. We're gonna get into the charts, and I'm not gonna give you a strategy. I'm just gonna give you a breakdown of how freedom actually works when it comes to trading the daily time frame. And a lot of people always say, "Well, I'm a swing trader," but then they go down to the 15-minute time frame, um, and and try to catch trades. And I'm gonna be honest. Um, Swing trading to me, this is just me. Swing trading to me is looking at the daily time frame and higher. I'm gonna be honest. To me, now once you start to get into looking at monthly, you want to have a substantial amount of money. Then it becomes a position trade because you're holding for months on end. And weekly sometimes can be a position trade too as well. But I stick to the daily time frame. If you don't have the immense amount of capital, I would stay away from the weekly time frame. Trading on it, I would just use it for my bias. So I trade the daily time frame, and then I use my weekly and my monthly for bias. But specifically, since I only hold trades for about 2 to 3 days, 4 days at the most, that I just look at the weekly time frame. Now here behind me, as you can see, is something I used to do, and I see traders over and over do this exactly when they first start. They go to the 5 minute time frame, then they mark their charts up with all kind of trend lines and all kind of Fibonacci's and you know indicators and all kind of stuff. So here's the biggest thing: if I was to erase, let's take all this stuff off. If I was to erase all this stuff, right? All right, and then I took this off, right? Yes, hindsight 2020. Oh, I could have took this sell right here when it broke below this support level, and then I could have once it came back up, I could have put my resistance level here and then took this trade up. Now here's the thing with the 5 minute time frame. Most of the time, if you're at work, working a 9 to 5, and you're looking at a 5 minute time frame trying to trade, you're more than likely rushing it, and you don't have a clear analysis of what's going on. So a lot of the times you will lose money. I've been there, done that when I first started trading. All right, so trust me, trading trying to trade on the smaller time frames with a 9 to 5 job, it's pretty rough. And also, waking up in London session when you got to be to work at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, waking up at London session 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not feasible overall. You know what I'm saying? And then you getting it just to get, uh, um, you know, 20 pips, 30 pips. Or let's just say you do 20, 20, let's just say you bring it up here. That's 20 pips. All right, let me bring it down here. That's 20 pips, 20, 25 pips. Now, just keep in mind, then the next day, you might not even get that same trade. You might catch a trade on Monday, and then you come back to the chart. You're waking up early in the morning before work to possibly not even catch anything. See what I'm saying? So you wake up this is a Friday. So now you caught 20 pips on Friday. Now you're excited. Now, if you made $1,000 something, $2,000, you're more than likely probably over leveraged. That's the biggest thing, because a lot of you guys are, if you trade in prop firm account, whatever the case may be, you got a 50K, 25K, depending on the broker. The prop firm, but you got a 50K to 100K, and you waiting all week and at this chart to make to over leverage and make possibly $1,000, whatever, 1 to 2%. But then you look at it, you might only get a good setup trying to trade the smaller time frame one time a week, possibly, and then the rest of the weeks you force it. All right. So I'm gonna move into this, right? And I'm gonna show you this. All right. So this is one pair. I mean, this is my pair. So this is potentially, and I've hit a lot of people, and I don't worry about what other people say, but this is me, right? I'm gonna bring you into my world. So this is about 30 something pairs. So here's the thing. I trade the daily time frame. So I only look at the chart. And let me bring this up. Let me bring this up real quick. I should have been more prepared for this. All right, let me look at where is my here it is. All right. I only look at the chart. Candle close. All right, so just keep in mind. So this is the daily time frame, right? So I only come here basically around 1500, 1600. More than likely, most of the time I come here around 17 to 1900. That's pretty much when the spreads are lowered for forex. Strictly forex. I'm talking about forex. All right, that's when the spreads are lower around 19. From 18 to 1900. That's when I look at the chart. So if you look from October to, let me move this over to October 1st to October 31st, you have how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, and 23. All right. So there's that many candles in a month. So you got to look at it too, right? If you're working a 9 to 5, I can come to this chart, even though I have 30 pairs, I have my specific setup that I look for. And normally it takes 2 days for it to set up. All right. So one here, it took over. All right. This is one day on the Tuesday. So guess what? I can literally, if I'm only trading this pair, I can literally I can mark it and come back the close of candle on Wednesday. I don't even have to look at the chart for this one because it's already in my wish list. All right. All right. So that's why I say it has a 2-day setup. We're not going to get into that, but just think about it. All right. You wait all month for this one. And this is just one. I got 30 something pairs. All right. All right. So you wait for this one. All right. And then you jump in off the 5-pip ATR is what I use. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I've done it before. That's 106 pips. And it took 2 days. 2 days. You entered in on Wednesday and it got you out on Friday. All right. So if you switch to the Heikin-Dashi, you could have went a little bit higher, okay? But we're not gonna get into that. So that's what I mean by, the daily time frame cuts out a lot of noise, all right? And if you have a 9 to 5, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the best time frame to use, because if you have a substantial amount of money, and right now we have prop firms to use, so you definitely can take full advantage of that off a 50K account. And I'm gonna show you this right here, right? From over 20 plus pairs that had this setup that I use in the month of October. And then we're just going to go down the line. All right. So if you look at it, total, if you had a fit, and this is just using smaller risk. All right. And we're going to get into that right here. All right. This is what a 0.5 down here. This is what a 0.5 risk plan looks like on a 50K account. Clean, patient, consistent daily time frame is a real cheat code. Less noise, more peace. All right. And let me bring this down some more so that's not in the way. All right. So if you look right here, all right, BTC had 2 setups this month in October. Well, not this month, but last month. All right. So this trade went from 3 to 5. All right. 3 to 5 October. All right. Pretty much 1150. And this is just based off the 50K account. All right. And I think for EA, you have to make 9,000. No, 4,000 to pass. All right. Now, keep in mind, I made this plan specifically for me trading, but it also stops you from being in drawdown too, because you only take so many amounts of trades, risking 0.5. All right. So if you look right here, pound NZD from the 8th to the 10th. All right, 120 pips. That's 500. This is a cross pair. You see the whole confluence. Do you see the whole method behind the madness? When you trade a 9 to 5, when you work a 9 to 5, you don't have time every single day to sit on here and try to get 20, 30 pips and then you're on here every day for the whole session. You know what I'm saying? You're on there for the whole session, which is 3 or 4 hours. You're sitting behind a computer, giving it your undivided attention. When you literally, once you get a certain strategy down and you trade the daily time frame, you only on here. Once you get it down, you only on here 30 minutes to an hour at the most every single day. And then sometimes you're not even on here every single day, because if you have your alerts set up and you already know, okay, these is in my watch list for the week. It's setting up. You can, if you have 3 pairs that you're looking at, that's the only 3 pairs out of the 30 something pairs that has a good setup. And the first candle hit, second candle hit, you don't have to come back for a day or so to look at it. Boom. Okay, now I'm entering. All right. NZD CAD, look, 9 through the 14th, 20 pips, $215. All right. NU, NZD USD, 45 pips, 190. GU, all right, 340, 83 pips. See, everything is not, it's not under 20 pips. But at the end of the day, if you look right here, for my 9 to 5 workers, look right here. Week 1, 1 through 6, 1150, running total. Right? Week 2, all right, the total 3,000 something bucks. All right, profit. All right, that's equal from this week, but 2,000 this week. All right, then the next week is 2,000. The next week is 2,000. And this because this was a good month. Now, keep in mind, during the summer months, this month, the trades weren't as well. There wasn't hardly no setups. There was a lot of noise in the market, even on the daily time frame. So just keep in mind, you're not going to have a profitable month every month. But what I've noticed trading through 7 years, the profitable months will make up for the months there's no setup, even on the daily time frame. All right. So if you look at, let me open this up some more so you can see. Let me widen it in. All right. So if you look at total gross was $8,000 in the month of October. All right. Return plus 16 in 1 month. Keep in mind, like I said, that's not every month. Winning trades, 14 out of 14. All right. The average trade was 575. Average hold time was 2 days. Risk per trade is 0.5, which is 250. All right. So just keep that in mind, is when you trade in the daily time frame, that people don't understand that, the excitement of trading the 5-minute time frame is very exciting when you first start off. But I can tell you that persistence. All right, let me show you again. This is what 0.5 risk, all right, risk plan looks like at a 50K account. If you can't afford a 50K account, just whatever floats your boat. And I'm gonna be honest, trying to daily swing trade off the daily time frame with a $50 account is probably not the best option, because you don't have enough you don't have enough buying power and leverage power to hold those trades for that period of pips or whatever the case. All right, clean and patient, consistent daily time frame is a real cheat code. Less noise, more patient. And then it's gonna be some traders say, oh yeah, I'll make that in a day. I got it. But at the end, I make 8,000 in a day. You behind? Okay, well, I understand that. All right, but I'm just saying, strictly talking about to the ones that work on a daily basis, and to be able to make this extra on top of their paycheck is a big deal. Let me see if I can put this right here. No, it won't let me. It's a big deal on top of what they had making on their regular paycheck. All right, a lot of people don't have time to sit at this chart all day. They don't. But through the course of the month, you check it once a day. You check it once a day. All right. Have you a good strategy? And I'm gonna be honest, most strategies particularly work better on the daily time frame. You can have a Fibonacci tool system. You can have a retracement, a break and retest strategy, support and resistance strategy, ICT strategy, whatever strategy you come up with or that works for you, that has a good risk to reward ratio and has a good edge that you notice and back tested and forward tested, it normally works better on the daily time frame. All right. Other than that, I hope you guys learned something today. And when it comes to trading, it's not extravagant, and it's not gonna. I've noticed it's not going to spark those fibers in your being to where you're just excited every day. I'm telling you, making this type of money takes patience and time, because of the thing about it is these trades run. They might take a while to set up. Bitcoin just had a nice little run at the beginning, but if you notice, the first week wasn't hardly any trades. It's mostly on the second and third, and you close out on the fourth week. All right. So the first week, you might just have to sit on your hands. But if you look at it, it's about the ability to compound. All right. I had one trade this time. All right. If you look at here, these trades right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 trades right here. All right. And you had the next week, you had two different trades, 3 different trades, 3 trades at a time. You risked properly. Then that last week, boom, 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 collected and closed out. All right. Other than that, you guys have a good, blessed November. Hope you guys trading well, and just remember to be patient and start looking forward to 2026. And just try it, and then let me know under the comment sections once you try it. Come back to the video in 2026. Let me know what you thought about it. Other than that, all gas, no breaks. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like the content that I'm giving. And then make sure you look in the description, because I do have some PDFs that help you with my strategy that I learned that will help you out tremendously in 2026. Other than that, all gas, no breaks.